Hi there, and welcome back to the Energy Sector Heroes podcast. My name is Michelle Fraser, and every week I will speak with incredible people who share their lessons, experiences, and stories from their time spent in the energy sector. Hi there, and welcome back again to this week's episode. If you're new to the show, then please take a second to subscribe and even consider sharing the show with just one other person. This week, I am joined by Lama Al-Fuqaha. Lama is an account manager at AspenTech. Lama, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, of course. Hello, Michelle, and thank you for having me on this podcast. I am Lama Al-Fuqaha. I'm based here in UAE for almost 13 years, and always like to start introducing myself as professional as electronic engineer, because it was the target and the dream since I was 16. I started my career in the energy sector with a company called ABB, a company with a heritage for almost more than 150 years, almost during the European Industrial Revolution. They're a global leader in the power, industrial, and industrial automation. And I spent there almost 9 years. I'm very grateful to be part of such legacy. I started in the engineering, then operation as project manager, then I started the business. It ended up there by being a sales manager for infrastructure. Working there, it's opened the opportunity to deal globally with experts, either inside the company or outside, handling complex projects where you have the public and the private sector, and also with mega projects. After I took a hard decision to shift my career for a new field and scope, now I'm in AspenTech as AdNoc Accounts Manager. AspenTech, it's a globally known company with their innovative industrial software, solutions like process modeling and simulation, asset performance management, and autonomous operation. This shift, it was completely different from power manufacturer company to the software and oil and gas. So I've been there with Aspen for almost a year and a half. I'm learning too much about autonomous operation, AI, and how to embed it in the oil and gas with ADNOC.
That sounds amazing. That does actually sound amazing. So how did you get started off in the energy sector?
Yeah, it started with ABB before almost 10 years. It wasn't easy. My experience was completely small experience in Jordan, back in Jordan, where everything conventional. And suddenly I'm in ABB and in UAE, whereas UAE, they were like to be ahead of everything. And they would like to talk to using the technologies, the innovative solutions. So the learning curve, it wasn't easy. And of course, starting in a very diverse culture, it really helped to shape me as a person, as a professional. Diverse culture when it comes to the nationalities, when it comes to the technologies, when it comes to the expertise that they are there.
Okay. So how do you find it working in the Middle East? Do you find it challenging?
Yes, of course, especially the first field, it was male-dominated field. And of course, the second field, oil and gas, it's also male-dominated field. And being, or let's say a woman, or being a mom, it's make it a little bit more challenging. As a woman, I didn't face any really quite challenges. It's when it's come to discrimination or underestimating me as a woman. I never faced this in ABB. It's in the contrary. I always have a mentor and my management there, my colleagues, the supervisor that I work with. But the challenge was really being a mom doing this work, because it required, there's a stress, especially during the operation when I was project manager. The stress was huge. The time frame of the work, you need to be very flexible. And what it was sad that I'm always the only female in the meetings. And it was quite sad to not seeing a female project managers in the power sectors or even in the oil and gas. But working in the Middle East, I also traveled a lot, worked a lot in many countries, and during my work in ABB, I never feel that like working in the Middle East is challenging, especially in UAE, where they are looking to your competence, not to your gender.
I felt like that as well, because I worked in Qatar for a little while, and I really enjoyed it there as well.
Yes, Qatar is very similar to UAE.
Yeah, it is. I think so too. Yes, it is. It's very hot weather though, but it is very lovely. So, did you have any mentors during your career?
It's not only like one mentor, it's the culture itself, either in my previous company or current. I used to, I didn't have like dedicated mentor, but I was really privileged with the people that I worked with. They are experts and they all 10 years, 15 years ahead of me of their experience. So I used to learn from each one of them, take what I want and learn what I want. And I'm kind of person that I'm always seeking for knowledge, asking, I want to learn. So I was really privileged to have many mentor people around me, either from management level or from expert level or like even the executive level that I dealt with during my career until the moment.
Okay. So, what was the most important thing that they taught you
From which perspective?
that you probably still use today?
What I learned, to be honest, many lessons during my career up to date. But what I really learned, like, don't waste too much time, and having someone really trust your potential is important. Working hard, it's always the ultimate, or let's say the core thing that you need to do if you really want to reach certain level. And always we need to work on our skills, even the simple skills like writing skills or even communication skills. This is very important to work in our skills and work on our emotional intelligence. This is very important to really develop yourself as a person, and as a profession. And it will help you to like really build up your career.
Yeah, and that's important information as well. So, what is the most challenging thing that you find about your current role?
In my current role, it was changing the field itself. It was a huge challenge for me. I used to work on power manufacturer, hardware, big equipment. It's all with the power companies, utilities. And now all of a sudden I was with the software. So this challenge, it took me months. The learning curve, it took a little bit longer to understand the industrial software and how to embed it in the oil and gas. And especially now in UAE, ADNOC, they are looking for the autonomous operation, embedded the AI and everything. So the challenge to adapt all these innovative solutions and to observe, and as account manager I need really to deliver the value. So for me, get all these solutions, understand it, and highlight the value to the client. Sometimes the client, they have like autonomous operation, I need this machine to work by itself and learn by itself, but the autonomous operation, it's not that level sometimes. And now with the AI initiative, they want to embed AI in everything. We were here AI here and there, but the industrial AI is something different. So I need to take this value from AspenTech and deliver it in a way that the customer will really see the value of it and understand it and really adopt this technology in their system.
Is that really difficult to do, though?
It depends on the like type of client that you are dealing with. How you will, some people, they will mention to us, it was fun example. One of the gentlemen, he mentioned like, I need ChatGPT in all the system, but it's all the systems there in the field, but it's, so some people, they have this expectation that we are a software company, we can do everything, we can make the plant run by itself. But reaching this level, it's required a really infrastructure, hardware infrastructure. Then you need to build a system on top of it. Then the system needs time to learn by itself. Then you can embed it whatever technology you need. And the what makes it faster here in UAE, that all the new technologies, and it's driven by the government itself. The government want to be ahead of everything. So whatever we have a new technologies or any innovative solution, we will see even the lowest, not the lowest, even we see the single employee will be welcoming us and will be ready to hear us and to listen what we have from our solutions.
Okay. But do you think that do you think it's realistic to have a plant operating by itself completely via AI?
No, I don't think you always, especially in the oil and gas. You are talking about oil and gas. We always need a man woman intervention.
I think so too,
We
actually.
always, yes, we will always need the sense that we have it. So I don't believe.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, and I don't want it to happen.
No, I don't think so either, actually.
we
No.
can we can put a measure, reach autonomous operation with certain measure, but no, we need a man intervention all the time.
I think so. I think so. It would be much more safer as well. So, what do you enjoy about your current role?
I enjoy because the learning new things every day, either from ADNOC or from Aspen. Every couple of months we have new solutions, and it is like it's open sea. You can mix and play with all the solutions that we have, and it is for me like learning curve. It will extend it to years. So learning new things. This is the things that keep me really excited, and to be part of the sustainable measures that ADNOC, the hydrogen economy, being part of all these initiative and project, it's give me the feeling that I'm really making difference in this world.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, I do agree with that. So, because you're quite young in your career, you look very young, actually.
Yes, this is one of the challenges, but I keep my mouth quiet. This is one of the challenges I face it. I look younger than my age, so sometimes whenever I'm enter the meeting, what she's doing here? I got this expressions most of the times, but it was always like the joke. We started the meeting, so but when I start talking, they realize my experience, and we build the trust, and everything will move smoothly with the client. But this is the challenge I face, especially when I was a project manager. When I enter the field or enter the project, there always this expression. Maybe by mistake she entered the project. Yes, but I'm 37 years old.
Yeah, that's still really young. That's still really young. So, I was gonna ask you, have you experienced any challenges in your career?
Uh, the challenges as like environment or like scope.
I think maybe environment.
Yes, environment. It's because previous experience and this experience, it's a male dominated field. So it was for me sad to be always the only female there. Uh, and the technology, it's complex. It's not simple. So learning and coping, and we want innovative, we want a new solution all the time. So keep learning and keep coping with all this revolution. It's quite challenging. When I start the business field, dealing with different customer with different background, especially when you have a complex project where the investors involved, when the huge development company involved, this make it challenging to deal with. And when I was in ABB in the infrastructure, the challenge that I was facing all the time, that the infrastructure project, it's very complex. Each and every project, different setup, different type of client, different joint venture. So it was really challenging. To every time I need to build the trust. I need to let them believe that we can execute, we can work in this project from scratch. This was the most challenging period. Now in my current role, coping with the demand of ADNOC. They always want new, they always want the latest technology, the latest innovative solutions. This is the challenge I'm facing with ADNOC. They are very dynamic and they want everything very fast. But they are making things very easy because they are very open to welcome any new solutions that we provide. And they are open to talk about any new technologies and they are ready to really adopt it and embed it in their system if they really see the value and see that it's something new in the market and will deliver the value that they are looking for.
How do you get over that challenges? How do you overcome them?
I'm always seek advice from people older than me and more experienced than me. This is type of my character. And I'm always study before any project, study the project, study the customer. This helped me to understand what I'm dealing with and whom I'm dealing with. I'm always check the background, the people I want to meet. So this helped me to really be a little bit like confident when I start any project. And I need really to keep myself updated with the latest initiative in the world, with the latest initiative that is adopted by UAE government, with the latest initiative that ADNOC want to embed it. This will help me to be up to date with the client. And of course, AspenTech, one of the companies, they're always ahead with their technologies. And this helped me and make my even work ease with ADNOC.
It sounds like you really enjoy your job. It does.
I did. I did.
So what is next in your career for yourself?
Now I want to hit another legacy with AspenTech. This is my target. The next, I think, I told you it's a new field for me. So 1.5 years still. So my target is to hit a legacy with AspenTech and ADNOC. There's too much to learn, too much to give, and too much success to be part of. We have many initiatives running, like industrial AI with ADNOC, autonomous operation, going to net zero, which is the target of UAE, like by 2045. So there's many initiative and solution under this. So I have many interesting things to be part of.
It is. It is quite an interesting topic about how the UAE is working on net zero as well, because it is. How are they getting on with that?
It's very difficult, but net zero, it means to decrease it to the minimum. And for me, when I started with Aspen and with ADNOC, it was for me, this is an oil and gas company. How they will hit the net zero? They are producing carbon, but they really embedded the solutions that will decrease and will improve the carbon capture as well during all their operation. I mean, the oil and gas industry, the operation, it's not simple. It's very, very, very complex operation. So they are really taking the measure about the emission and about the energy management in each and every step of their process. And it's, as I said before, it's not only by ADNOC, it's by the government itself. So I noticed that each and every employee in ADNOC, he will really look to what kind of day-to-day process that he's handling, and he will look how to reduce the emission, how to do the energy management, and what kind of solution that would help him to do so. So reaching the net zero, it's a very ambitious target. And also having the diverse in the energy, shifting to the renewable. We're working now with Masdar, which is Masdar. It's one of the largest green energy company in the world. They have also the largest scale of solar system in the world. This is also part of ADNOC Group. So working with Masdar, which they are having the renewable, having the solar systems, also it will help. So shifting from oil and gas to reach the net zero, I don't think it will happen. The oil and gas, it's one of the main pillar in the globe, either economy or as power source. So it's quite difficult, but reduce it to the minimum. That can happen. There's many measures taken around the world, not only by ADNOC, by individual, by companies, by utilities, by governments. So this will support, of course, the target.
I think so too. I think we will be able to reduce it. I don't think we'll be able to get rid of it altogether as well.
Get rid of it. It's meaning get rid of oil and gas.
Yeah. You'll still need it.
Reduce it, of course. It can happen, and it's applicable actually.
Yeah, I think so too. So, what is your zone of genius? What are you most good at?
Giving positive energy to the people. As a skills, I never asked myself this question, but I do understand the people quickly. I can catch I understand the people very quickly, and I can communicate very easily. This is, I think, one of the most things I'm good at, or one of my most strongest skills that I have.
Amazing. Yes. Okay. And I do agree with that actually, because this interview is going amazing actually. So, if you were going to hire a new graduate, what would you look for?
Character. And I will test his ability to learn or her ability to learn. That's what I looking for. Because sometimes you have experienced people, and I saw it. I saw it in the previous company and my current company. It's and even in life as well. You have experienced people with 20 plus experience, but they're still on the same level. You see, so what is most important for me, for any fresh graduate, the character, and also having the ability to learn.
Yeah.
Not only doing the daily routine and go home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree actually. Yes. Ability to learn is very, it's a very important aspect. So, did you always want to be an engineer then?
Yes, it was my target when I was 16. It's a funny story actually. I was with my mom and watching a beauty show. The beauty show, it's broadcasted from Dubai, and during the show they were always giving you a scene of Dubai. So I was fascinated with Dubai. How's the building? It's very clean, and the beach. I was really fascinated with Dubai that time. So my mom asked me, "What do you want to do? Did you decide what you want to do?" Then I told her, "I want to be electrical engineer in Dubai." So so that was my target when I was 16. I studied in Jordan, electronic engineer. Then I worked there for a couple of years. I shifted here to UAE and I started with ABB, then now with Aspen.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Because what part of the Middle East are you in? Are you in Abu Dhabi?
I'm from Jordan.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Then I moved to UAE
Uh-huh.
in 2011.
Okay. That's a big move for some.
Yes.
Did you
UAE
find,
quite different.
yeah, I was going to ask you, did you find it challenging moving?
No, I'm adapting very quickly, to be honest. It was like the city of my dreams to be here. So I remember myself that time, excited to discover, excited to search for work. No, it wasn't challenging because living in Dubai, like that day-to-day routine, it's much easier than living in Jordan.
I think so too.
Yes.
Dubai's a nice place. It is. I really like it.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So, do you have any advice you can give any young graduates wanting to come into the energy sector?
Yes. Any new graduates in the engineering, it can come to the energy sector. So don't limit yourself by your major. Like if you are chemical, you cannot, or if you are mechanical, you cannot enter the energy sector because sometimes people, when you mention energy sector, they will go to oil only for like electrical or maybe chemical when it comes to oil and gas, but don't limit yourself by your major. And there's so much to learn. There's so many experience to learn the energy sector. So I recommend all the engineering to enter the energy sector. And please have the ability to learn. There is every day there's a new things to do.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. So, do you think that the AI is gonna play a huge part in the energy sector going forward?
Yes, I do believe so. It will enhance all the operation. But I want to correct because when you say impact, most of the people they have the impression that will be zero manpower there. No, the AI it's not coming here to replace the human, not in the energy sector. It will improve the process. It will give more time to do other stuff. It will even enhance the productivity. Let's say when we're talking about the oil and gas, especially I'm looking for the upstream, so they always focus on increasing the production. The AI, it will improve the production, it will enhance the production, but we need to remove the idea of replacing a human. The AI is not here in the energy sector to replace the human. No, it's to improve the process, the operation, to even give us more time to do other stuff instead of like someone in the control room, he will just sitting there and looking and checking. No, AI can do this, do the auto calibration, auto correction, and of course with the monitoring of the human being. But the improvement, of course, I do believe so, and it started already, and it will be much and much improved in the just near future. I'm not saying even it will take a couple of years. It's already started, and it will move very fast.
So do you really think it will move fast then?
Yes. If we give like 10 years, imagine before 10 years what we used to have. Or I can give you a simple example, our phones. Like 15 years from now, we used to have normal phones and the mobile is not with everybody. But now, look, we have touch-based phones. They have also very smart application. Our whole life managed by applications, everything remotely. So it will move very fast. And now we are having more experience and we are very fast to build innovative solutions. And there's a lot of experts. And all the companies, they are really investing in the R&D to have new technologies to cope up with all the changes that we have. So I do believe it will move very, very fast.
I think so too. But it is amazing how AI can improve on the production, streamline it. It's quite amazing how it can do that.
Yes, it's based on the data. Like we have, in a simple way, we have a history of data, and so it's not like you put it in a magical ball and it will learn by itself. No, it's like algorithm. We'll learn from the data. We'll learn from the daily operation, and it will help to give better outcome.
That in itself is quite amazing, actually.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because I think all oil companies, it's what they want to do is to have better production.
When we are talking about AI in normal life, you can really realize it's much faster. But when you link it to industrial software, industrial AI, and link it with the oil and gas, it's very complex. It is very complex. And when you want to embed such technologies in life plant, this is also, it's very complex.
In what way is it complex, though?
Complex because of the industry itself, as oil and gas, and the criticality of this industry. So imagine if you are in a surgery, in the operation, and let the robot do this operation, and you want to embed a new solution to this robot. It is critical. And the oil and gas, especially in the fields, they cannot handle like downtime or trip. We're talking about effect. It will affect the production. It will affect. There's a lot of money. It will be affected here. So it's quite critical and complex.
It is. It would be. Yeah, because no one likes a shutdown.
Yeah, shutdown, downtime, trip.
No.
They will call not the CEO of the company. They will call the board members of the company.
They do, yeah. It is. No one in any company likes to have any downtime for longer than they need to, anyway.
Yes. During the previous company, ABB, we dealt with the power grid company, like the utilities here in UAE. So even with dealing with the hardware or the industrial automation, it was critical. You will have like trip in the grid, or you will have shutdown in substation, and it was like one of the most urgent status. It will be like this is the most urgent situation that you need really to wake up in the middle of the night and solve it. So imagine this in 10 times in the oil and gas plant. They cannot afford downtime or shutdown. This is not acceptable because it's a loss in production, which is something, of course, ADNOC or any oil and gas company, they don't want. It's all about the production and safety as well.
Yeah, it is. It is. I do agree with that, actually. I do. So I'm going to maybe ask you one final question. If you could turn back time, would you change anything?
I'm not kind of person that regrets anything. I'm always take the responsibility for any decision I made in my life. But I would really advise myself that don't waste much time. Waste a little bit to recover, then come back.
I think that's really good
But I
advice.
will not change any step. Yes.
You wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, I will not change anything. I'm really very grateful to all the steps during my professionals. And ABB was quite journey. And also I have separate steps during my career. I was engineering, operation, business, and also I entered the business again, different field and sector. So I'm very grateful for all this experience. Each phase has diverse technologies, people, expertise. So each step was really has its own difficulties, but I became a new person. I learned from each and every phase, so I will not change a thing. And there's so much. I know, like it will be more and more challenges, more and more expectations when your experience increasing. So, but I will not change anything.
And that is wise words as well. That is wise words. So, that's all the questions I have today. I would like to thank Lama for your time. That brings us to the end of another episode. Thanks for listening and see you next week.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks so much.
That brings us to the end of another episode. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, I'd like to gently encourage you to leave a 5-star rating wherever you listen to podcasts and share the show with another person. You can also follow me on LinkedIn or via my website, www.michellefraserconsultancy.com. Thanks again for listening and see you next week.